All right, let's go.
All right. Recording in three, two.
Hey, what's up, Nomad Nation? You've got Godfather, you've got Fireball, and then you've got, oh, Jesus, Chungus. We make up your Nomad Gamers. If you are watching us on Facebook, thank you. Please hit the follow button and turn on your notifications. That way, every time that the Nomad Gamers come live at you, you're going to be notified. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. You have found the home of the Nomad Gamers. There's a subscribe, a thumbs up, and a heart button. Smash all three of those. Hit the little bell. That way, every time we come on, you are being notified. Now, for everyone out there watching on the reduced version of Fireball's socials, thank you very much. It is appreciated. It is hot in the Shire. It is hot around the Shire. The
It's
Nomad
hot for
Gamers,
half the country.
yeah, the Nomad Gamers you can see are either laid back,
Uh,
have a fan on us, or if you are Fireball, you're sitting in the same room with the AC.
I
Yeah.
got lucky. Um,
All right, let's get into this.
all right. Well, I'll kick us off because I kind of brought this to the table before we got on the podcast. Something was brought to my attention, and I looked into it, and it is U.S. patent 11684855. It was worldwide application was put in at 2019. It was
Excuse
then uh, and then on June 24th of
me. I get the
2021,
point.
it was Take Two Interactive Studios applied to use this patent as well, and it is a patent to rebuild the NPCs from the ground up for GTA 6.
But what's the patent actually entail? Like, yeah, you can rebuild the PCs, but
Yeah.
what are they patenting specifically?
Um, a computer implemented method for virtual navigation and road network of gaming environment. The road network of the gaming environment being represented by a low-level graph comprising of one or more low-level nodes joined into a link. Um,
Okay, now take that from techie talk to everyday talk.
so basically, from what I read on this, is you know how in GTA 5 how they it's a very like low-level NPC work or NPC where if you shoot a gun, depending on where you're at, they're more either gonna fight you or run away. Like if you shoot a gun on Grove Street, you're gonna have
Okay,
everybody
yeah,
shoot at you. But let's say you're up in Vinewood and you shoot again, and everybody's gonna run away. Well,
yeah.
now it also includes the pedestrians, people that are NPCs that are in cars. Basically, it's more of a. Hold on, I just got a notification, real quick.
All right, all right, ooh, shiny. The notification can wait. Keep going.
No, Crest Rider. They didn't patent the maps in the game. They patent the way that the NPCs are operating within the game. So, um,
Okay, I
if you
guess
get
I'm
into
still
like if
confused.
you get into a shootout now in GTA 6, there it's more gonna be real world than it is linear. Like, let's say for instance, you're in deadlock traffic and a shootout breaks out. NPCs aren't
I
gonna
can.
just
Do you mind if I hijack this and explain it better, please?
yeah, go ahead.
So, the overall takeaway is that they're going to have different types of AI data sets. So you have interiors AI, which would help to have randomly generated interiors, meaning rooms, buildings will fit into styled categories and tags with that. Not necessarily just NPCs, but overall the usage of the anything generated like that. Example: high-end apartment versus an old apartment would have specific assets and styles as a result, randomly procedure generated for that. Now, getting on to the NPC AI, which is a bigger patent of it, they will have more generated responses, moods, and animation based on events, atmosphere, other players, and other NPC moods and situations, and build off of that to make it feel more lifelike. So, like say in You're in a stadium, and given the example of you start shooting a gun, they're going to build off of each other and react accordingly, more so how
Okay.
people would in real life in that regard.
Thank you,
Um,
Chungus. I was kind of failing with the words, so I appreciate you hijacking that.
So so I guess here's my thoughts on this. While I
mhm.
absolutely adore it, I like it. I think it is the next step in video games. I really do. I don't think the patent's going to hold up.
Oh,
It's kind of
it's already upheld. It's
No, 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 no.
over
You're
longevity
failing.
wise.
You're yeah. You're failing on what I'm trying to tell you. And I'll give you an example of this. Is Taco Tuesday?
Can't patent that.
Well, they did for a long time
Yeah, not more now.
until it became so synonymous uh with the food industry that they couldn't keep a patent anymore. And I think that's what Take Two Interactive is gonna run into is that this is an integral part of every video game. NPCs are in every video game.
Mhm.
That would be
Now,
like that would almost be like patenting the very core of video games.
I will have a caveat to that. It's not in and of itself patenting the NPCs. It's patenting the usage of whatever AI they plan to be using. So if it's an in-house tool that they're using, they can patent that for the building of their NPCs.
Well, I
Like
get it.
how hold on, like how
Uh, uh,
Warner, or was it Warner, or
yeah, the Nemesis
Warner
system.
Brothers with the Nemesis system. That's literally a patent on the way the AI, the NPCs,
it-
interact with the player
okay,
and the
so
world, atmosphere, and things like that.
I guess where I was going with this, and maybe
Mhm,
I worded it kind of poorly, is the world of courts is very what's the word I want? Combustible.
mhm,
You don't know how that court is going to rule from case to case. And
yeah.
also there's a precedence that gets set. So and this is a part of my actual real world job is I got to pay attention to patents and I got to pay attention to court cases and make sure that whatever we are doing does not step on somebody else's intellectual property and make sure that what we're doing is good to go. That's why when I heard this, while I and like I said, I am very excited for it. This is what video games need next. It just is. However, I think it'll hold up the first few times in court. I think the first challenge it'll hold muster. The second time they'll chip away a little bit more at it, and I think by the third time it's going to fall. And I say that because if you hit a wall in the same spot two times, you go back and you examine that wall, you will see a new weak spot that will bring the whole damn thing down, and then you attack it, and the whole wall comes down. It is the same. I keep going back to Taco Tuesday, but it's the same thing. All patents pretty much are in line with it will more than likely stand up the first time, but then as the years go on and as it becomes more common and as Rockstar uses it in more games, it is going to be termed as a common, oh goddamn, I'm trying to think of the terminology. It's common to the video games. And once it becomes common to video games, then it'll open it up to that higher scrutiny that I was talking about.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an awesome idea.
I I am more than okay with this usage of AI. This doesn't take away jobs from people. This
Nope.
doesn't harm the devs making the game itself. This actually alleviates a bit of the stress of crunch time from them, because you know how long it would take to try to set in the amount of lines of code to program the interactivity that they're trying to have with NPCs. That would we'd be asking for another decade long fucking delay. Uh, and I don't know about you. I don't want to be damn near 40 trying to play GTA 6. So I'm okay. Um, but that's why I'm like, this is acceptable use of that. This actually would
Yeah.
be pretty decent for that. I'm excited to see where this goes because, especially with like the interiors AI, this just means they might be adding in the ability to go into buildings more often if they're trying to have it like randomly generated on that aspect.
Well,
I'm excited
here's
for
Well,
that. I'm
here's
excited for that. That's gonna be cool.
the only part that I see kind of being a little like weird with
Iffy.
this, iffy this is when they bring out GTA Online for GTA 6 and
Hmm.
you go to buy an apartment. You know how in GTA 5 they have set like interiors for certain apartments?
Yeah.
If everybody buys an apartment, is it all going to be the same interior or is it going to be different interior for different
From
players?
what I'm seeing so far, this is the blanket statement of what they plan for the game. I'm assuming this just entails campaign, the story mode.
Hmm.
We
mhm.
haven't gotten many details on online at all. So until we start seeing more of that, then we can probably start trying to see if it would. I would like them to actually do that to where it's random per person. So there's less of a chance of you having the same goddamn apartment as somebody else.
Hmm.
Well, here's the other
That'd be
thing
pretty
too.
cool, right?
Here's the other thing too. According to the CEO of Take Two Interactives,
Hmm.
GTA 6 is done to include the online.
Mm.
It's done.
That's a big say. That's a big statement there.
Hmm.
They're fixing like one or two things, and he wouldn't go too far into depth on this. And
Hmm.
for all you guys out there that are like, "How does Godfather know this?" Go to over to my Facebook page, scroll down a little bit, and there is a interview on there
Yep.
when he was on CSNBC where they were discussing the video game industry, and the reporter came right out and asked a lot of very point blank questions on Grand Theft Auto 6, while he would answer the uh, nothing's going to set the world on fire questions. He would not answer the question of why it was delayed. He would only say that the game is done, all segments. They were just polishing off a couple of areas. So could this AI part be a part of
The polish.
uh the polishing? Maybe. Now online, I have I have high hopes for GTA 6. I really, God, I really hope that they make the cruise, that they redo the cruise. The cruise in GTA 5 is broke.
Well, speaking
Okay.
of GTA,
Make them
They're
more
broke.
like guilds.
Hold on, Fireball. Let me get my thought out on online.
all right.
Cruise for Grand Theft Auto 5 is broke. Okay. It's boring. You've got your top tier crews, IGN, uh, the non grifters, you know, the big ones where you see like 100 or 200 people in them. GTA 6 needs to be more focused on crews for online, to where when you buy a clubhouse, when you buy uh, uh, an office, just because you're in that crew, now you can go in there without the main player. If you're going to make a multi millions of dollars where the one player has to literally grind for 6 months to get it, when I invite the rest of the Nomad gamers into my crew, you guys should have full access to my office, or let me rephrase that, to our office, to our MC, to our illegal businesses.
Make it a guild. Yeah.
Every
Well,
every every member every week should get a cut of whatever happens. Okay. And that cut needs to be in a pyramid status. You know, the CEO gets X amount, or the pres gets X amount. The VP gets 10% less than that. And it goes down to a 25% cut for everybody else in the crew. I mean, I'll leave it up to the mathematicians out there to figure out what would be
Fair.
the best, the most fair part. But just think of it like this: if you were to do it that way, you would probably cut down on the amount of server space that you need for Grand Theft Auto 6 by probably half. Is there going to be individuals out there that says, no, fuck that. I want my own stuff and I don't want nobody else in there. Yes, you are going to get that. You're going to get that in any game. But just think of how much of a better gaming experience it would be for the player if, like, the Nomad gamers, because we're on GTA 5, if we were to, as a group, as a core, to be able to get all of this stuff. So when you roll into the game, even being a newbie, you can take advantage of all of these world events that are going on. And yes, you're going to get a cut. There's going to be a cut that's sent back to the crew, but you're good. Why do you have insurance if it's just your vehicle? That's the other part of this. If you take my high price vehicle out and you wreck it, then guess what? The deductible comes out of you.
That already does.
Well, see, they already got some of it in place. Then
If a player that is not you destroys your personally owned vehicle, they get the cut. They get the deductible from.
then then they already have their groundwork laid.
But I
Fireball,
will
what were you going to say before you forget your point?
Yeah,
talking about online, they really are scraping the bottom of the barrel now with another update or another expansion into GTA Online. We now get the car
no, they're not.
wash.
No, I think that's awesome. I think what they're doing right now is great. And if anybody out there would have watched Thirsty Thursday when I announced it, I think it's awesome. It's better late than never. Go
I
ahead.
There's a couple things I want to say. So adding in a guild system would be that'd be ideal. That'd be lovely.
That's my next point.
Imagine imagine going up against another criminal organization. Like you have business battles, but they're actual business battles. Like you are
Mhm.
literally committing corporate espionage. That would be fucking phenomenal. Or if you wanted to go the more criminal underworld type of route, these MC battles or fucking gang wars or anything like that, you can do that. That'd be cool. You know, put some of the stakes up on the line, like you actually can own territory, things like that. That would be cool. An additional thing, talking about the car wash update, it seems that they're trying to add in little bits and pieces of what 5M would like people to do. If they can add in more role playing aspects for the people who would want it, it's there for them. That would be also be phenomenal. Imagine you own your own little bodega store. People love doing that type of shit. Gamers love being able to interact with other players in a environment that they set. I want to be a store owner, be a store owner. You want to sell cars. That would
Before
be phenomenal. That would be in a perfect world. GTA 6 with online would literally be what 5M is, just expanded a bit more with the flavorings of what GTA is truly about,
all
which
right,
is being a criminal.
all right. Before we move on to GTA 6 a little bit more, I wanted to tell you. I was wanted to say what I think the whole crew guild thing should be. Okay. First off, yes, have a guild system. Have something to where kind of like how World of Warcraft has it with a guild bank. You can put money into the bank, and then you can allow a player to take as much out,
Real,
so that way they.
real quick. I know I'm interrupting. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't interrupt you,
I hold
motherfucker.
on because I'm just going to state this now. People know what guilds are. You do not have to go in depth with it.
I'm getting to my point.
You work
Okay.
Okay, sorry. You just said World of Warcraft guild works this way. It's like every game that has a guild works that way.
I was talking about making a guild bank.
That
Get
my,
turning it in,
my point still hold on. My point still stands. MMOs
motherfucker.
with
Chungus,
Stop.
guilds.
Chungus,
I'm
Stop.
just
Chungus. Stop, stop. Fireball, please continue.
You have a guild bank, and you were talking about business battles. Why not have it to where you can raid another crew's guild bank? And
that,
What?
if
that's
there are
literally what I
people
just
on.
said though. Fireball. That's what I've already said. You go against other fucking guilds, business battles, like true business
Yeah,
battles.
you were talking about business battles. I'm talking about like
I I'm going.
what's the
You're
biggest thing about GTA? Heists. You can then
exactly.
heist another crew's guild bank,
No,
and then if there are
no,
people on,
no, no.
did
That's
hold on,
horrible.
hold
That's a
on,
horrible
hold on,
idea.
hold on. Did we allow you to finish your thing without saying how shitty it was? We did. Now you can do the same for me.
It's shitty.
But still, I mean, again, like Chunga said though, having business battles, heisting another crew's guild bank, if you can. I mean, you have to have a certain player count to be able to do so though. You know,
Uh-uh.
The,
so the bigger crews
oh,
can't grift
oh,
the littler crews. You have to have a certain amount of player count before you can start partaking in guild raids or guild
I
heists.
I I know why Godfather is like that's a shitty idea. He and I am close to the same mind. I don't actually agree with him fully. Uh, it's not a bad idea. That's actually a pretty creative idea in terms of rating the actual bank itself. Very GTA coded, very Grand Theft Auto. However, there would have to be, and obviously this goes without saying, maybe not necessarily the bank itself, because that discourages that encourages the griefing, that discourages players from actually engaging with the game more, because all of this time and effort can just be snapped away like that. That
That's
is
my
something
point.
that would just be awful. So maybe not necessarily the money itself, because I feel like the money should always be secured. However, assets, that is where that would be great in. You can go to their lockups, steal some of their vehicles, destroy their vehicles, hurt their business in some other way that they would have to spend the money, but their money's not hurt, like you're not taking directly from their money.
You're not taken directly. Yeah, I could understand that
Yeah.
part.
So I mean,
Oh,
in the same way, it does still work, but it's like if they don't want to repair those vehicles or fix that facility, they don't have to. They could just drop it, sell whatever they can, move on, right? Recoup their losses and move on. Essentially, like that's the
well,
idea I was getting at with that. Sorry.
how would you how would you go? Because like if that was the case,
Mhm.
you would have more and more individuals going to crew only sessions.
And that's perfectly fine. Again, put systems in place for people that want that,
Yeah,
but also make sure that people who don't want that, i.e., the motherfuckers who want to just RP, who don't want to have griefers or anything like that, be able to be in crew only
yeah,
sessions or friends only sessions and
And
just still have that.
that's why like I feel like in GTA 6 when you go to create your crew, because you can go on social club and create your crew that way, have little
Mhm.
boxes that say, do you want to participate in X? Do you want to participate in business battles? Do you want to participate
yeah,
in like role play? Do you
Like you,
want to? Yeah,
yeah, that's a great point. Actually, pick
yeah.
and choose the events you would like to participate in, like an MMO. I feel this is weird. This is going to sound so stupid to say, but we've been talking about it for so long, for years now. GTA becoming an MMO could actually work, and that's the weirdest thing to say.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a traditional MMO because the progression doesn't lie within your skills getting better, but they could. We've seen that in GTA 5. You had your shooting, your swimming, or your shooting, your stamina, driving, flying, that,
your mental state
and your mental state. Mental state was in
added.
flux, but they could do they
Yeah,
can expand upon this and actually make stats. We see it even with Red Dead Redemption 2. The type of attributes you can have and what actually affects those attributes take effect with taking care of your player or things like that. They can make a huge RP, like a fucking MMO RPG fucking styled game in the vein of an MMO, mind you. I know I'm throwing a lot of fucking
did you
genre
did
buzzwords
you
out,
mean did
but
you
And F
mean
bombs.
Final Fantasy 14? The
critically acclaimed MMO action RPG Final Fantasy 14, which is free now up to level 80, including Shadowbringers, which is a
I
new
just
one of the newer
I had
expansions.
to bring it up because one
Sorry,
of our
but no,
friends
that's my point.
is.
Like if they did that, I feel like they would draw a lot of people in more because
Hmm.
they could still keep the baseline community, the fans that are pure GTA, how GTA 5 was, people love that. If they expanded upon that, but still allowed those core players to do what they wanted to do in that regard, but just add in the accessibility for newer groups of people to come in, GTA is wildly popular. They could fucking keep this going for forever. If GTA 6 is the last
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto they make, they would be fine because I'm going to be honest with you. The way that they've did GTA 5, this could
Hold
be
up.
an easy 20-year long game. They
Hold
could
up.
make this the
Hold
MMO
up.
that people want.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, and this will either kill or make Grand Theft Auto 6. They have got to learn from their mistake from GTA 5. Get rid of that stupid no 5. Do not have a flying car like the Deluxo, as much as I love the damn thing.
No
Do
flying
not
vehicles,
have a
only aircraft.
yeah, exactly. And no vehicles that can go underwater. I get it. It is a video game. It is where we go to have our imaginations run wild. However, we grew up with Grand Theft Auto being auto.
More centered,
It's literally
grounded. Yeah.
it's literally in its name. I get what they tried to do with Grand Theft Auto 5. I stayed with them while they were getting very futuristic, but at the same time, if you want Grand Theft Auto 6 to last for 20 some years, because right now GTA 5 is on year what, 13, 14? I think it's
13.
coming up on either 13 or 14
It's 13. It's
13.
gonna be 14
because it dropped
next
in
year. Next year.
2013.
September of 13. Yeah, September of 13.
So it's like
So
12 right now.
Oh yeah.
I kind of hope that when they, as they envision it, because it's done. Like we're talking about a done product now. I hope that they took that into account and that they go back to the auto part of Grand Theft Auto. I love the Criminal Underground. I love everything else they did about it. They lost me when it became a submarine car and when the Deluxo and the Oppressor 2 came out.
Well, and what's really
They're fun.
weird,
They're fun, but they lost me.
what I find really fascinating about the whole universe of GTA Online is, if I remember correctly, GTA Online started before the events of the
Yes.
campaign, and then
And they
somewhere,
just caught up to them.
no, they're
No,
past.
they're well past.
They're well past now.
Well, I know, but what I was saying was they caught up to
They
and
caught
then
up
went
to
forward.
and then went forward. Yeah, that's why I'm like, that fascinates me, because what expansion was it where we finally like either caught up to them or passed the events of
It was
story,
around when GTA the heist came out.
the heists?
Heist came out. Yes, actually,
Yeah.
it's 2016. Is around the heist came out. That's when they met, and then after the first updates of heist, after that is past the campaign. Because again, referenced in the story for GTA 5, Lester's talking about I have some guy that I we could hire, but he's kind of fucking crazy. Referencing the player character for online
Right,
because
in the
we're known as
first,
a
yeah,
silent psychopath
in the
for the
casing the
first
jewel
heist.
store, yeah, in the casing the
Hmm.
jewel store thing, when we finally
So
start picking up the
that's
crew.
once then that's where the heists take place because Lester's starting to activity back up. That's when Lester
Yeah.
really truly comes back.
And then
So
they introduced the 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 storyline players
yep,
by update because first you had Trevor, then you had Michael or not Michael,
Michael hasn't been announced in
Franklin.
it yet.
Michael
No,
hasn't been
no, Michael hasn't
he
come
was
back
with
yet.
a he was with like a side activity with the movie theater production
Hmm.
area.
Yeah,
You can go
yep.
collect stuff for the movie theater.
I thought that was cool how they did that. Kind of annoying at times, but it was cool.
No, it's so fitting though because it's like
It
one
is.
last score and he's true to his word. That was his last score. He's out of the game. Michael is out, and I love that for his character. Trevor
Trevor's
Trevor.
Trevor.
Trevor's
Be
Trevor's
Trevor.
Trevor. Trevor's Trevor. And then even with Franklin, Franklin kind of being out in his own thing. And it's like
Yep,
they did that so well for these characters. Like it makes so much sense after how their
yep.
characters progressed, even after the main story. And I love to see that. And I really hope we get more interactivity between the main story and online. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, from what we know, the Bonnie and Clyde type of aspect that they have going on seems like it's gonna be a pretty decent story. Like I'm talking levels of it's probably gonna make people cry like RDR2 did. Some people bawled their
Yeah.
eyes out at that ending of that game. So you know.
Oh, with Arthur dying. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm really hoping that with Grand Theft
uh,
Auto 6.
I know it's
What?
like a 6-year-old game, but spoiler.
No, dude, it's 6 years old. Come on now. If you don't know
There's no
about that,
spoiling it.
then you didn't really
Oh,
care.
oh, oh.
Seems like a
I
fucking
just saw this when I was researching for uh
today's episode.
Thirsty Thursday.
Okay.
No, Thirsty Thursday.
Mhm.
That they are talking, and I can't stand this. I can't even stand saying this. They're talking about remastering Red Dead Redemption 2 already.
No,
And
Remaster
yes,
Red Dead 1.
and
yeah, remastered Red Dead. They already did
yeah,
actually. There is a
yeah,
remastered Red Dead One, but I know what you mean. I want to see them remake it RDR One in the style of RDR
yes,
Two. That would be phenomenal.
yes,
Hmm.
Oh
yes.
my god, that'd be so good.
And I said
Whew.
the same thing on
Get the
Thirsty
goosebumps just thinking
Thursday.
about it.
It was when I saw it, I reported it and I looked more into it. And it is true. They are kicking that idea around. I had to dig way deep to go find that information. But once I found it, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Why two? the way that the storyline goes, if I was Rockstar, I would remake RDR1 into the fashion of RDR2 and release it now because isn't RDR1 the events come after RDR2?
Yeah,
Correct.
RDR2 was the prequel.
But hold on,
And most people haven't played the
maybe
regular RDR.
I'm getting a brain blast here, and maybe Rockstar is finally smartened up. They might be and talking about remastering RDR2 so they can redo the online and actually give an online experience in that regard, which if they are planning to do that, it probably won't be for a couple of years, like
But
after the launch of GTA 6.
I was gonna
Like
say,
I say a
here's
couple
the
of years, like
thing.
5 years minimum is what I'm thinking,
Here's the
right?
thing, and this is the reason why RDR Online also
That's what I
failed,
thought.
was
That's what I
because
thought.
they were competing
It
with
hasn't
GTA
failed.
Online. Well,
It hasn't failed.
it's not
Mm.
as big as GTA
Okay.
Online.
Okay. I will agree with not as big, but I will never agree with it has failed. Because while it no, it does not have the level of players that Grand Theft Auto has, it does have a religious player base.
Yeah, I'll get behind that. Um,
And they really fucked themselves with RDR Online when you couldn't even go from skinning to bounty hunting without like 20 gold bars. But in order to get those gold bars, you had to do uh, daily missions, deal with the damn griefers, or buy them.
well, and here's another thing that this is a
I was
speculation because this is something that I've just seen floating around the internet, and I didn't really look too much into it. But the speculation of this is that they're also in the making of making a Bully 2.
that I would say Take Two is the overarching.
Yeah,
So they're probably having another third party make it
Mm-hmm.
potentially, or it's in house and they're just waiting until after GTA 6 is actually fully
yeah.
done and working.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So
God,
let me ask you guys this question. Since we were on to RDR, and I love that game by the way.
that
Story was
was
amazing.
gameplay was phenomenal.
Online, yeah, online needs a lot of help.
It still needs a lot of help,
But
but it was the atmosphere of the game is sold it enough that it's fun.
yeah,
The online, I mean,
yeah. I mean, if they would make it like Grand Theft Auto 5, where you could do a crew only session or a crew or a friend invite session, I think it would be even better. But let's look ahead real quick. Let's do a what if. Do 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 do. Yeah, the old Wayne World thing. Uh, RDR3. Let's start throwing some things on the wall.
there's already speculation for it.
Are are they going to go even further back in time
Yes,
and go before the events of RDR2? Because it seems like they're going in reverse. You would have thought that if they were going to keep this going, that RDR1 would have been the very first one, and then we progress. But as you've seen in RDR2, everything's building up at the very end.
Well, and this is something that I've I'm probably the one with the least amount of RDR experience here because I played through the campaigns and I haven't
Probably.
really touched the online. But the thing I want to see is I want them to build a story around Jack Marston and watching
They
the
already have.
West,
Jack, not
not
John.
John, Jack, John's kid.
His son.
Yeah, isn't that RDR1?
No, that's John.
Yeah, yeah, no. He
Oh,
means like an actual game following his kid.
well, okay. Well, here's the
Because
problem with that.
hold on. Because if you look at it, canonically, Jack Marston dies in what 1997 is what.
Yeah,
So Jack Marston has been through, watched the West die. He watched the Wild West die. He has been through World War One. We don't know if he was through World War, if he experienced actually being in World War Two. But the last thing we see from Jack is killing off the Pinkerton in the epilogue to RDR1, correct?
yeah, correct.
And then
Real quick, I just wanted to add in. I have to do some more research onto it. I'm not. Is Red Dead Revolver canonical to the Red Dead series, or is it its own thing?
I think it's its own thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
I
mind
think
then.
it is too.
Never mind. I was gonna say that'd be cool if
I
they
think. I
I would just
think.
say if they do go back further, the forming of the gang would be the perfect thing to do. Perfect story
Yes.
to encompass the forming of the
Because
game,
he
the building of relationships, because then we get to truly see how how connected these people were and how quickly everything just fell apart, right? I it'd just
so
be poetry. But
so
hold
here's
on,
my
I was
prop.
gonna say Fireball was still going. I'm sorry.
I
I did
know.
interrupt him, but I let him finish his thing.
But
Go
I
ahead.
mean, you know, have follow Jack Marston. Have him like be in the West. You know, have a couple of missions showing what life was like in World War One and following his story through World War One, and you know, following the story of watching the Wild West become civilized and him having to adjust to that. I think that would
Okay,
be.
so
I think that would be really cool for a Red Dead game.
Oh,
all
dude,
right.
they could
Oh,
do such
good
an
lord.
easy thing of of connecting Red Dead to GTA, building those connections for
Ooh.
GTA. That would be really fucking interesting. That would be really fucking cool, actually. See if
You
those
know,
were the
I was
prohibitions, bootleg. Oh, baby, oh, this good shit.
And then just call
okay.
it.
So
Hold on, just call it Grand Theft Redemption.
Red Dead
no,
Auto,
hell no,
Red Dead Auto, Red Theft Redemption,
Red Theft Redemption.
no.
Red Death
So
Redemption.
I was completely against what Fireball was talking about. Completely. I was like, hell no. Hell's to the no. Until Chungus just said what he said. And now the wheels are a turning in the old Godfather's head.
Mm-hmm.
I like where we're going. Strip out the World War One, strip out the World War Two, strip out all that crap. Center it around,
Watching the Wild West die.
center it. No, I don't care about the Wild West. Come on.
But that's what the game.
Seriously.
That's what the game is following,
Seriously.
though.
This would be a bridge between Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, but no, Fireball, 100% Fireball is right.
Hold
You
on,
okay,
hold on. Jesus.
I'm holding.
Make him a goddamn bootlegger.
That's what I
Center it around, center it around, because that is a transitional period in American history.
yeah,
Because during Prohibition, that's when you were getting away from the horse and the carriage, and you were going to the automobile.
yeah. He's
If you, but strip out the wars,
Okay, yeah.
okay.
Strip out the wars.
Focus, focus it on that, but you don't really have to focus it on the Wild West diet. It would just be kind of like a
he,
okay,
so
the West has become civilized. No big deal. I'm here to make money. Because when you boil all the bullshit down in Red Dead, it's all about making money. Look at the gang, look at the heist, look at everything that it is centered around. It's centered around the same thing as Grand Theft Auto 5 and what 6 is going to be, making money.
you are on a good path. However, I still agree with Fireball. The main overarching theme is about the West transitioning into civilization. Jack having to find his place within this because he was born during a time where the West was, to him, still a thing, Wild West, as to specify, and it was slowly going away as he got older and he got to the point of where it was almost
Or
fully gone. Hold on, it was almost fully
I know,
gone.
I got it though. I got it though. That's fine. Watch the Wild West die.
Yeah,
Whatever.
because I'm going off of the story aspect
Red
because
Red Red Dead 1, where was its map at? Remind me.
it was set
You don't
within the
have to
same
remind me, I already know.
areas. I was gonna say set.
No, not really. Not
Mm-hmm,
really.
mm-hmm.
No, because you had to go into Mexico.
There was a portion. I said set within the same
Red Dead,
areas
yeah,
of
Red Dead 2. I
RDR2.
think it's set further south than Red Dead 2
I believe so. More towards
because
Texas
on
and Austin and all that.
Red Dead 2, if you think about it, is up near Colorado. You know, it's almost like at the base of the Rocky Mountains. If you really wanted to get technical into this, or it's over on Southern California, one of the damn two. I
Oh,
don't care where it's at. But Red Dead 1, Red Dead Redemption, is mainly in like either Arizona, New Mexico, or
Texas.
Texas, because a lot of it you have to go into Mexico to do a lot of those missions. if you were to do the, and I love this idea. If you were to do this, you said it at the same time, but he has to flee to Mexico because Mexico's still wild. And then maybe at the end he comes to terms with it and he comes back and that sets up Red Dead 4.
Well, and
I don't know.
yeah, they could do that, but again, the way I could see them doing
Or
it,
or they go back in time.
yeah,
One of the two.
they could go back in time, but the way I see it is, Jack Marston is coming back from came back from the war. It's in the Roaring Twenties. He's trying to find his place now that the Wild West is starting to civilize itself, and now he's trying to find his place within the new world, and that's why he moves into bootlegging. And then
I personally
that starts bridging between Red Dead and GTA.
I like the idea, but I really wish that if they come out with a Red Dead 3, I really hope that Red Dead 3, and God, I hate saying this because I hate going back in time with these goddamn games. I hope it is a prequel
To
to
the prequel,
Red Dead 2, and we get to see the formation of
the
the
Vanderland.
crew, formation of the gang. And maybe the game before that or after that would be the friendships being formed
Okay,
or
okay.
whatever. I mean, you got so many instances.
I want to say this because I'm pretty sure when we were talking about Red Dead the first time, I talked about going further and having the POV of Dutch before the gang was formed in
And I probably
Godfather.
hated it.
Yeah, Godfather absolutely shot me down. I was like, nope, that doesn't seem like that'd be great. And now it just feels like it's coming full circle. And I just want to say, what the hell, Godfather?
Hey, people
We
can
all make
change their
mistakes.
minds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So let me clarify this then. You can look at it one of two ways, right? One, because of the timeline of Red Dead 2 and thinking about it while I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5, the timeline of 2 takes us to where the West is dying. It's
Mm-hmm.
being civilized. We could go with your idea where the West dies, and that could be the last Red Dead PC. Oh, excuse me. Or we could go back in time and start exploring the roots of the gang, exploring the roots of the friendships, and then possibly go back and explore the stories of Arthur Morgan, of the gang leader. I can't think of his name right
Dutch
now.
Vanderland.
Uh, Dutch. Yeah, I mean, there's so much story out there that you can go back because I think the one thing that I keep getting held up on is leave the cars to Grand Theft Auto, leave the West to Red Dead. And if
Well,
that means we have to go back, and I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I I I just don't. It's one of those that you have mixed feelings on. You don't know how the developer is going to make it. I love the idea. Don't get me wrong, I do. But if I know the developer, they're going to fuck it up.
Oh, I have to say this. I have to bring this up now because I'm looking at the Grand Theft Auto timeline of when games take place.
Yeah.
Uh, Grand Theft Auto London is one. Uh, Vice City
Grand Theft
Stories
Auto
is
what?
another.
London.
London
Okay.
release date in 1999 is what the release date. It takes place in 61. So as I was gonna say, I don't disagree with Fireball's. I feel like using the wars as an excuse for Jack to go to other countries to do illegal shit would tie in pretty well. Not necessarily him actually going through the war, but using it as a backdrop to expound upon development of technology, things of that nature, right? As we progress further and further from the Wild
Well,
West. Using Jack as the bridging connection works so well from connecting Red Dead to GTA because they take place in the same universe. So
well, and here's the
that
thing.
would be fucking awesome. Oh, dude, that'd be so cool because your great grandfather could be or John Marston, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an online player character, that is an option. That is a thing.
Okay,
It
listen,
sorry, I just say
listen,
I
listen to me
would
say
love it.
this. Okay,
Hold on.
listen to this.
Yeah.
So my head canon for what time, what place, or what time does it take place where Jack kills the Pinkerton? That's what,
That
19,
is 1914 or
1914,
1908. Let me double
somewhere in
check
there.
real quick.
Okay, my head canon and a lot of other people's head canons talking about this is, so when Jack kills the Pinkertons, he gets arrested and he is told one of two things: either join the war or go to prison. That's why he goes off to World War One, is so he stays out of prison. And then that's why I said, incorporate World War One, because that's part of Jack's deal of being not in prison, and that's how you can keep going with the Red Dead story, is show his
1914, by the way. Sorry, it is.
show a little bit of, not make the entire campaign around the war, but show snippets of him like having flashbacks to the war incorporated into what's going on in the 20s.
Which would because he cannot. Where to see a demonstration of his skill towards the end of Red Dead Redemption with using Eagle Eye against Pinkerton Man. Um, Further developing his combat skills in a war zone. That makes sense because the way things are progressing, he has to be more than what the Cowboys were, right? There's automatic weapons now. That's going to be an issue. So there's a lot in play there, but I think again using Jack as a
Yeah.
bridging connection to Red Dead to GTA makes so much sense and would be really fucking cool to do, to have those stories connected to that degree. Just Rockstar, you have the opportunity to do it. You should
Yeah.
do it.
Let's make
It's
it
like
happen.
you want
Because
to print money, print fucking money. That's all you have
and
to
there's
do,
All right.
right?
there's
Break. All right. Break. We're gonna break. We're gonna take this on to next week's episode because we are
We're gonna
officially
have to.
out of time.
This was just talking about GTA. Honestly, it just is
Well,
just
actually, Rockstar. It's just all about
Rockstar.
Rockstar.
because
I had
Rockstar, you're
other
doing good
news.
things.
I had other
Yeah.
news. I had other news to talk
I didn't think
about.
Yep.
this I didn't think this was going to take the entire time,
I want to.
honestly.
Neither
I
did I.
do
Neither
because
did
this
I.
news. I want to put this portion out
Okay,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Because come Tuesday, if this is proven true, this is going to be great. So there is a. This is speculation. I want to point this out right now. A recent post by Twitter user Zuby_Tech shows off the packaging for a new VR headset. The headset, dubbed the Meta Quest 3S Xbox Edition, features all the black exterior with green accented faceplate reflecting Xbox's branding and whatnot. Also shows Xbox controller attachments for the headset itself. I would like to point out they are. This is a possibility of the thing being released at like $400. It is a standalone VR headset featuring Xbox games on it. So that would be pretty interesting if Xbox starts dabbling into the VR scene as well. Um, it's
They're
pretty
going
cool,
to.
and they're going to. It seems
They're
like
going to.
with
Yeah.
their version of a Steam Deck, essentially, their handheld.
Yep.
This VR thing, this is playing more into the fact that it's just aligning even better that Xbox is going to become an online marketplace for games. They still will make games probably, but they will stop making. They will stop working
Consoles.
consoles as much, right? Give it to
Actually,
the
they just announced their next generation of consoles.
which is basically a fucking PC.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're moving from home consoles
Because
to
they are
this.
partnered with Republic of Gaming right now, ROG,
Yep.
and they are
They
Okay.
starting to move forward.
But that's it. Oh, it's supposed to shadow drop June 24th, Tuesday. So we'll be on the lookout for that. If that happens, we'll see. We shall see.
If that
Okay.
happens, send it to
That's the only
God's
news piece
father,
I
and
want to
he'll
put.
be on Talking Tuesday.
Fireball's up first. Give them the screen.
All right. I mean, damn. I didn't really think that my little snippet of news was going to take us through the entire section, but hey, that's what happens. I don't have much going on right now. I'm going. I apologize to those who usually watch me on TikTok. My TikTok key got taken away for 5 days. I don't know why. I'm gonna look into it, but hopefully by next time we either get another podcast going or I start streaming again. I'll have my stream key and everything back up for TikTok. So I do apologize on that. Otherwise, I've got nothing else to say to you guys that is very pertinent to either content creating or to the community. So thank you, Chungus.
Youngest. She's he's asleep at the wheel. Yep. He's asleep at the wheel.
Wow. Because I tried keeping it short and sweet, asshole.
I know you did.
Yeah,
I'm just
no
fucking with
shit.
you. Nothing but love. Nothing but
So
love.
I have made a change to Talking Tuesday and Thirsty Thursday for all my fans out there. If you didn't catch the announcement on my personal Facebook page, Godfather, then this is going to be the time that you hear it. Talking Tuesday and Thirsty Thursday are moving times. We're moving from 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Actually, no, I think it's 8. It's one of those two. But anyways, it's later on. Go take a look at it. Other than that, today I got a few things to do. I will be streaming Grand Theft Auto 5 today. Tomorrow is going to be another hot one, so I'm probably going to be in the Shire Gaming again. So be looking for me at unconventional times being on and streaming. Tune in to Godfather or into the Nomad Gamers YouTube. That's all I got, Chungus. Take it away. Listen here, jackass. Take it.
At least I'm not the only one who's done it too.
Just have to put that up. That's all. Um,
Yeah, with my face still here. Take the. There you
so
go.
anyway, sorry, a little lagging behind. The heat is making things a little slower, me included. So
Just a little.
I have been working on the just a little bit. I'm trying to be more like you. Oh, with that being said, Starfield, greatest game ever. Anyway,
Give your balls a tug.
let me get this out. Let me get this out so we can wrap this up. God damn it. Working on the Dead by Daylight video. That's still in the works. It's it's a big undertaking. Not gonna lie. I'm trying to bring you the best content that I can and in such a timely manner. The lore video is probably gonna take a little longer than my normal bi-weekly uploads. So probably expect that towards the end of this month of June, or the beginning of July. With that being said, though, the next video that you can expect from me to come out will be a Division 2 video. So look forward to that. That'll be fun, exciting. I know. Division 2 in this year of 2025 of our Lord. Anyway, so I'm not long-winded. Let me wrap this up. Yeah.
I think your next video should be Battlefront 2 since it's only $3 on the store right now.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Change that. Scratch that. Battlefront 2.
I'll join you on that
Maybe
one too.
maybe both of them. I might do both of them.
All right. Take us out, Fireball.
Alright, thank you guys for watching Nomad Gamers. See you later. Bye. Come on, slow boy, take me off the damn camera.
I have to cut him off mid-sentence. That's all.
Peace and love. Godfather's out the door.
And this is Kaiser Chungus. Arrivederci. Ah, fuck you, I changed it! I changed it! Alright, we're done.